Hey, what's up everybody? How's it going? Welcome back. So, little update on the car. We pretty much have everything ready to go. Fortunately, the ECU wasn't taking the base map, and I was looking at it, cleaned it up, but one of the pins for the 4-pin connector broke on the Honda side because I'm using a Honda S300, and it broke. So, yeah, I'm trying to sort that out. So I got a new one coming in. It'll be here on Wednesday, I believe. I got 2 days shipping for it, so a whole new Honda S300 chip. So the board's already socketed, and I made sure like I'm getting a solid connection through the pins from both sides and all that good jazz, and I am. So I'm hoping it was just a defective board. I'm gonna put the new one on and hopefully get a base map loaded to the car and get it started this week. Hopefully Wednesday. We have one small little thing left to do on it. We have to get the driver's side half shaft and axle in, and then shave down the block a bit more, I'm pretty sure, to make sure axle clearance is good with the H2B swap. I have the left side all done, fully in, cotter pins bolted down, ready to go. It'll need an alignment eventually. We have everything installed, guys. Look at this. I need to clean up the paint because it's all dirty. So I just need to get in here with like some purple power and some rags and just like go to town and clean up all the dirt from my hands from working underneath this and grabbing onto things. But yeah, we got this epic radiator hose here that wraps around. I'm not able to use my stock fan, so I do need to get a slim fan. But for now, just starting it, moving it here and there should be fine. Got our Dizzy all wired up, everything's wired up. VTEC, added the VTEC valve solenoid to the stock H23A VTEC pressure sensor, the VTEC valve solenoid. Starter's all hooked up, plumbing for the radiator, plumbing for this, which I forgot about. Don't worry, I got a clamp for it. It's a good thing I checked because I'll need to clamp that because I got this side all clamped up, this side all clamped up, and running on the back. We have the fuel line fully finished finally. Runs from here, and I have the fuel line running out the back, and that runs over here. I literally have clamps on it because the stock lines look like, where is it? I think it might be over here on my bench. But either way, there's your standard stock lines. I just took my grinder. Yeah, here it is. So I went to the yard for the weekend and I picked up this. So as you see, I grind it, but I went a little too hard at it. And on this end, it grounded into it. I just took the other side off, cut it, took all the the hose off. They're kind of like almost glued on, it seems. But I got them all off, got a brand new fuel hose, and then just clamped it all down. I have the right size. It fits on there really, really snug. The clamp just makes sure that it's not gonna go anywhere. And yeah, everything's hooked up, all the sensors. The only thing I might have to do is vacuum, but those are some cheap little hoses and just hook them up, no big deal. A little filter probably for the valve cover that runs to the cold air intake. But yeah, everything works as far as lights and power goes. Our door handles to black. So we got these all swapped. So I have a different key for the doors on both sides. She needs a good bath, but getting there. She's getting there, guys. We got to do trim on the bumper still. Eventually I'll pull the taillights off and clean those up and make those look super clean. But yeah, other than that, everything is pretty much ready to go. We just need the ECU, and I got to get the driver's side axle in with half shaft because I was waiting on that to get in with the pillow block, because when you do the H2B swap, they give you a different pillow block, and I had 90 to 93 Teggy axles on this one, and the pillow block is for a 94 Integra half shaft. So we got that in, and we got it done today. So a nice little Evolution H2B adapter plate for the half shaft. We'll get that installed and be golden. I don't have a dust cover, but you know, whatevers. It'll be okay. So yeah, then the whole front end will be done. We just got to install the new brake pads, and yeah. So right now it's sitting on the ground. I'll jack it back up and probably get that done some point this week, maybe this weekend. And yeah, that's a little update for you guys on the car. We are super close. Hopefully the next update will be it running, because everything's in time. Fuel is there. I can't test priming the system because the ECU tells it to prime and everything. But yeah, everything's there, guys. We're ready. Oil, coolant, we're good to go. Tranny's shifting fantastically. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next update with the car running. It's gonna happen. Peace. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. How's it going? So today I got a little work on the car. So we actually pulled the motor back out because we needed to adjust the timing belt. So let's go ahead and flip cameras. Boom. So we got the motor out, as you see, sitting on the tire out here. This timing belt, solid now. In all parts. Look at that. TDC, baby. Timing marks are lined up. Might need a slight adjustment there. Looks like it adjusted on me, so I might have to back it off a little bit, readjust and retighten. And then once this is all done, we just got to tighten down this bottom bolt right here. As you can see, we can remove it. This is adjust. This needed to be adjusted when it was in the car, and it's just a pain because of this flywheel. Sits right up against the frame right here, which, as you can see, it scuffed up my paint, so I'm gonna have to repaint it, wash it, repaint it probably, and get it back into the bay. So yeah, once the timing's done, we can go ahead and install the half shaft and do the little grinding that I need to do to make my axle fit. And then once that's done, we'll throw it back in the car with the half shaft on, and then we'll get the mounts put in, and then we'll be able to put in all the axles, and everything will be tightened down, bolted up, and all we have to worry about is getting it to crank and start and run. So yeah, we're close, guys. Timing has always been a pain in my butt. Always has, always will be. But we're about to have it squared away. Just a little bit of patience and time. See, I should have done this before I put it in the first place. Future preferences, you know. Live and learn. Thought I could adjust it while it was in the car, but with the limited space, I couldn't adjust it while it's in the car, so we had to pull it. So yeah, thanks guys. Peace out. Much love, and I'll get you guys another update here soon when it's back in. Hey, what's up, guys? I got a little update for you guys today. So we got the motor timing belt all knocked out and done, fully in time. Everything's super nice, and threw it back into the car. We went ahead, threw the bumper on. I don't know, my corner light's somewhere. I got to get that back in, but everything's back in, hooked up, minus the evap purge valve, this EGR valve, sorry. I'm not going to be running that anyways. I just got to get the ground back on for the thermostat housing, and then power to the starter. I've got the passenger side axle fully back in. The tire is back on the ground. I still got to put the cotter pins on it, but we're going to be going on vacation here. I'm going to be going back home, visiting family and stuff for the next 3 weeks, so I just wanted to get it back to, you know, in the car, ready to go. Timing belt's fully done here. I'll show you guys that. Look at this bad boy. Like, no play. Both sides. Super tight, super awesome. So we got our alternator and power wire for the alternator going across the top there, and there we go. She's back on the ground. All 4 tires, hood's on, bumper's on. Temporarily, it's gonna come back off because it's easier without it on to work on things, without it in the way. I don't know. But yeah, so that's where we sit. I gotta find a half shaft for the driver's side. Reached out to the people I bought the kit from, like, hey, this half shaft isn't working, not sure why. And they're like, looks like you might have gotten a CRV axle for a half shaft, so I need to find a GSR or B18 Integra 94 to 2001 axle half shaft, and that should get that to work, and then driver's side will be done. I can finish doing the brake upgrade and the rotors and pads and everything, get that all done, and get the axle in. And that'll be that. So yeah, thanks guys. I'll let you guys know when we get further. Well, today we are going to be showing you guys a new car. Well, new to the channel anyways. I've had it for a while. Finally got back from my vacation back home, and she made it. We drove it 10 hours down to Texas, visit a buddy, and then 10 hours home over here to New Mexico where I'm stationed. So let's go ahead, guys. There she is. She's in rough shape right now. My dad was doing a bunch of body work on it. As you guys can see, we put different fenders on there. The bumper's in rough shape. I've got all the trim pieces and everything. I gotta get it all put back on eventually, but I'm gonna sand it all back down again and just make sure all these body lines are good. and then we're gonna paint it. I gotta take these lights back off for the tail lights and sand them and buff them. But yeah, this is pretty much how the car was, other than the bodywork to it. Since I owned it, I've had it for about 5 years now. She's been a good little car for the most part. We installed these hood pins during my time home. A little B16A head with a B18 C1 bottom end. I gotta adjust the radiator because I didn't have a plug. The plug fell out. And then I got a fan wired up so my fan will work. But I'm having a little bit of problems with my throttle body and stuff, so I'm going to be adjusting that. I'm going to be installing my Skunk 2 one that I've had for a while. It's sitting back here on the sister car. Going to be installing this bad boy. And hopefully that'll alleviate it because my throttle body's sticking a little bit. And then I might take the throttle cable off of her. See, eventually she's going to look nice just like this. The sister car. I gotta get the corner lights back on, but I'm still finishing up this swap. A little H23 baby, blue top. I just got it all rewired and put back in before I went on vacation. I gotta resecure the brake lines over here, but I had it off so I can get everything painted. And then we're gonna repaint the white car. But yeah, let's go ahead and show you all the things with this car. It is honestly disgusting to me, but you know, it's what it was. I got it for $2,000 back in like 2015, 2016. I don't know, a while ago, before I was military. So for starters, I'll go ahead and show you guys all the fantastic mods the previous owner decided to do to this car. So we'll start right here with the climate. I put this in for the travel, but they painted all this right here. It's not even secured. Like it just comes out. It's being held in by their AFR ratio gauge. This is the fan switch that I wired up, just for placeholder, so I knew my fan was working. Eventually I'm gonna make a plate and it's gonna go right here. Like all this, they converted it to power windows. And then they cut, I don't know if they cut it, but it was like this when I bought it. They cut this off to make I'm guessing a homemade short throw. But yeah, I got my Honda ECU plugged in. The carpet's in horrible shape, but I got some new carpet to go into it eventually. They had some chrome side mirrors on it that actually lit up blue, and I almost got in trouble with the police because of that, so I had to take those out. But the door panels are actually in decent shape, except for the blue paint. And see, that's where they made the power window regulator. And then over here to the dash, they painted all of this back here blue and white. I don't know why. And then they have this big old gauge over here for your tack, which isn't too bad, but yeah, this is all bad. And then the door over here is also blue. I mean, all in all, it's not too bad, but why did they do this? And the wiring, oh my god, the wiring for the power windows is touchy as crap, and there's wiring all throughout this car. So it's gonna be starting up the YouTube channel with this thing. I'm gonna be tearing it all the way down, fixing all the wiring. I have a short to my tail lights that actually stay on even with the car not powered. Like if the car is not running, the lights will still be on even without it on. So I gotta figure out where the short is there, so I have to keep my battery unplugged, which is relocated to the back hatch. Relocation ourselves. We have the wires running over there and then, you know, out, but underneath here is just, this is all the previous owner. They had speaker wires, and like I got wires running down here. There's a wire under here. I don't know. I gotta tear it all apart. I gotta pull the dash and figure out what the hell is going on with the wiring in this car, and then figure out the short to the tail lights so that they stay off when they're not supposed to be on. You know? So they're off when they're supposed to be. But yeah, so that's gonna be the agenda. So today we're gonna be swapping the red car's tires, because this one currently doesn't run at the moment. I just did the timing on it. I adjusted that in the timing belt. I haven't tried starting it. It used to run, but for now it's not. This one does run, so I'm gonna swap the tires because as I was driving, I don't know if it was because I had so much weight in the back end because I was hauling a full set of tires and some other stuff. But as you can see right here in corners, if I took it too sharp, it was starting to rub right here on the edge. But these tires are pretty bald anyways, so I'm gonna pull these off and throw on my other ones. And I brought home the 2 rear knuckles here for the rear disc brake conversion. There's a spare throttle body that's dirty. I got some axles, one that's bad, that one's bad. Old water pump and stuff like that we got to get sorted here. I might steal the throttle cable off of this one because I'll show you guys in a minute. That one over there is pretty bad. Whole spare harness. I'm not sure if this is a D16 harness or not, or it's definitely a D series. But yeah, we pulled this. I think it was out of a donor car that I got for a donor motor. But we snipped one of the VTEC pressure switch, and so that way we could salvage it and fix mine on the white one because it was exposed wires. Here are the old fenders. I brought these just in case they need cleaned up. You know, I got spare ECUs here. There's 2 more that I've had here before I went home, but these 3 I picked up. One of them is a version P28. They're going to be on the market soon. I got 2 D16 Dizzies, you know, all the back panels and stuff. The Rhoda slipstreams. You guys can see, I forgot that these are under here. These are eventually going to go on. These are 15s. The ones that are on the car are 17s. The reason being is the exhaust needs to be worked. And I'll show you guys that here in a second. Here, let's get down here. As you can see, she is sitting super low, not where she needs to be. Popped off the hanger. The people who I took it to get that flex pipe piece put in messed up and like shortened the exhaust, so I'll show you the bumper in a second. But yeah, I drove it like that and it was scraping as I was driving, but I'm like, I can't really fix it right now. But as you'll see here on the back where this is all just like melted away from the exhaust because the exhaust sits right here. It should be sitting just a hair underneath it, if not out just a little bit. So I'm gonna be pulling the exhaust as well, getting that sorted. But yeah, so let's go ahead and pop the hood here, back up. Let me get it latched. There we go. So yeah, I gotta pull my throttle body off, unhook the map and the TPS and this vacuum here. Should just come right off. A little bit of wiggle worm. She'll come eventually, but like this throttle cable is really bad. Like I don't even have it fully secured, but the threads on the back side of it are messed up. It's hard to do with one hand apparently. There it goes. But yeah, so these threads here for this adjusting side is really, really bad. They're all torn up and I'm just gonna replace it. I'm probably gonna snag the one off the HRX and put it in here in this car so I can at least drive it. Like they did a headlight conversion. Oh my, like the wiring in this car, I just do not know, guys. There's so much I'm gonna have to sort. And look at this engine bay, this poor engine bay. I need to get like a sanding wheel and just go to town. And there's a hole right here. These mounts are really bad. They need replaced. They're old as hell. The suspension and all this probably needs replaced. Yeah, it's all bad. The wiring in this car is crazy. This did have a blown head gasket, but I swapped that and my dad finished putting things back together for me. And it's been good. I drove it 20 hours, so he just buttoned it up for me. But yeah guys, so I'll come back in a little bit to show you guys the progress of the car here. If anything, I'll have my wife maybe record for me. I gotta find out where the GoPro is and everything. This is just with my phone right now. So yeah, we're gonna be working on this today. Swap tires and everything else. Pretty simple stuff. Pull the intake off and then swap throttle bodies, TPS sensor and everything, and hook it all up and then adjust it. Hook up my laptop to the ECU so I can see the reading and things like that. But yeah, so I'll catch you guys in a little bit.